When you're dealing with a crime where you don't have a suspect, only a description, the chances of closing the case can be pretty slim. But those of you that have been watching the show these last few months know that we've been having more and more success. That's partly because we found a tool that allows you to put the names to the faces. It's the latest in our tricks of the trade. Tragedies at the hands of suspected killers, rapists, pedophiles, fanatics that many times are unknown. Composite drawings can sometimes help ID them, but sadly they usually don't.
About 10 years ago I was looking at a newspaper and I saw different composite picture and I couldn't understand how come it was so different from one to the other.
So Pierre created Faces, touted as the ultimate in composite pictures.
I was wondering if I could do some research to see if I could come up, you know, with a product that would be universal and unique.
Here's how he did it. 3,850 actual facial features were put into the computer. As you can imagine, getting people to pose for a picture is easier said than done.
Well, we had to get photos of people. So actually, when people had a big nose or a big lip, they knew exactly what I was getting, what I wanted. So I tried to use a complement of other features like, oh yeah, really nice eyes. So I need those eyes in my kit. But in fact, all I wanted was the nose.
With the thousands of features loaded in this program, the number of different facial combinations literally runs into the billions. This software instantly had an impact on our jobs here at America's Most Wanted. We have countless cases without a fugitive photo, so we took Faces and made it an integral part of our show. South Florida, 1998. A rapist was stalking the streets, and to make things worse, he was targeting children. A Broward County composite artist with one of the rapist's 12-year-old victims came up with the suspect's face. Within no time, they picked up 30-year-old Nick Strombellis.
When we were able to obtain a picture of him, we were sure when we compared it with the composites, particularly Faces composite, which was the most accurate.
Strombellis became our first capture through the company that put out Faces decided to send 50,000 free copies to law enforcement around the U.S. and Canada. They gave police, from the big city beat cop to the rural detective, a more even playing field for solving crimes. In February, the 14-person police force in Lexington, Nebraska got the chance to try the software with an armed robbery case. Investigator Schumacher met the eyewitness.
We had our victim come in to the police department and we did a composite with the Faces program.
Within an hour, they had the composite out, and within 2 hours, they had a name for their suspect, 28-year-old Anthony Smith. Detective Schumacher had no doubt they had the right guy. Tonight, Smith is sitting in a Nebraska jail facing armed robbery charges. But it was a case in Canton, Michigan that really got everyone's attention when a real estate agent caught her own rapist. On December 23rd of last year, a woman we'll call Mary was sitting alone in a model home when a man walked into her office asking about houses.
And it was kind of in the middle of this whole conversation where he just, out of nowhere, grabbed me, dragged me into the master bedroom. And I was struggling the entire time.
The man punched Mary in the face and threw her down in the bedroom closet. Then he brutally raped her.
I definitely felt dehumanized. And I was crying and screaming and begging for him to stop.
We found out from her where it occurred, when it occurred, and what occurred. The only last thing to do was determine who it was that we were looking for.
The Canton police needed a face. Mary sat down with the cops to work up a composite photo using a software program they'd had for years.
It was very archaic, I guess you could say. It was a computer program that just, it was pick A, B, or C. It was long hair, short hair, or no hair. It was just very vague, so I did the best I could with what there was. It looked like a cartoon, too. It didn't look real, so I didn't feel very... I was just hoping someone would know of a bearded guy that wears glasses.
The composite didn't get any results and Mary was getting frustrated. The Canton cops knew it would take time and money to bring in a composite artist, so they tried Faces, and this time let Mary do it herself.
It was really easy from the beginning. Definitely wasn't hard. It was basically click on something. It was a click of a mouse on everything. And they said just keep doing it until you think you found the right one. I mean, you know that he has a narrow nose. You know that he has a full, thick beard. You know that he has small, round eyes. thin eyebrows, that kind of stuff. You know, so I knew what categories, I guess, to go into. And then from there, it was a matter of, gosh, try this one, try this one. Finally, it just all fit together.
The cops got the new composite out.
Police say he brutally attacked a woman.
No surprise, this time they got some tips.
Most of their tip information was being called in by realtors. And what realtors were reporting is that they were seeing a guy that fit the composite very closely.
One of those realtors got a license plate number and called the cop. This tip led police to Mitchell Sprozig.
We obtained a copy of the guy's license photo, and we saw that his driver's license photo matched the composite nearly perfectly.
First of all, he told me, you would be so proud of yourself if you see this composite that you did and his driver's license picture. It's so close, it's scary.
They matched Sprozig's prints to the crime scene, and cops also found out that this guy had served time for a rape in Texas back in the 80s. The Canton cops arrested him, and tonight he's behind bars awaiting trial. Cops say if he's found guilty, he could get life in prison.
He deserves whatever he's going to get, and I hope he goes to jail for the rest of his life.
The success of the FACES program is absolutely amazing, but it doesn't work without you.